Hi everyone. So in this video we're going to discuss about the quant section of the IPMAT 2020 paper. We have already released the videos for IPMAT 21, 22, 23, 24 and 25. We have already discussed the quant section of IPMAT of 5 previous IPMAT papers, and those have all detailed solutions and proper tricks and tips which you can use while solving questions and for solving questions quickly. So today we'll in this video we are going to discuss about the quant section of IPMAT 2020. Before this, I just want you to know about the Cracku IPMAT free mock tests which are being provided. So these mock tests are being provided at free of cost, and you can just directly Google search Cracku IPMAT mock test, and you'll be redirected to the website, and there you can just attempt the mocks. Those mocks are free of cost, and those mocks are made on the basis of last 5 years IPMAT papers. So we have tried to replicate the difficulty and the style and the pattern which is being followed in the actual IPMAT examination. So do give these mocks. This is going to be very useful and very beneficial for you, because you can realize what your weak areas are, and then you can just work upon your weak areas. So do give these mocks. Apart from this, we are also providing mocks for IPMAT, then IIM Rohtak, then for IMK BMS, we have also provided mocks for IMB UG exam. We are providing mocks for Christ University and all the other exams which are there for the at the undergraduate level. We are providing mocks for all the examinations for all the top institutions which are conducting the exam. Also do check out these mocks, do give these mocks. This is going to be very useful and it is gonna be very helpful for you. So do give these mocks, attempt the mocks and start working on your weak areas. So with this, let's start the questions for today's video. So in the first problem, it is saying in a division problem, product of quotient and the remainder is 24. So let's say quotient is Q, remainder is R. So product of quotient and remainder is 24. So Q into R is equal to 24, while the sum is 10. So Q plus R is equal to 10. If the divisor is 5, let's say divisor is represented by dr, then the dividend is, so we have to find out dividend, which is dd. First we should know that dividend, which is dd, is basically is what? It is dr divisor into quotient plus remainder. Dividend is divisor into quotient plus remainder. Now divisor is given as 5 and we have to find out quotient and remainder. Also there is one more thing, the divisor should be greater than the remainder. The divisor should be always be greater than the remainder. Let's say 26 is divided by 7. So remainder will be 5. The remainder will never be greater than 7, because ultimately what will happen, let's say 29 is divided by 7, the remainder will become again 1. So the remainder can be for 7, remainder will be in the range of 0 to divisor minus 1. This is the possible values for remainder. So remainder will always be from 0 to divisor minus 1. So divisor will always be greater than the remainder. So we have to remember this thing. So Q plus R is equal to 10. So I can write Q is equal to 10 minus R. Now this thing I can just directly put in this equation, which is the first equation. So this will become R into 10 minus R is equal to 24. 10R minus R square is equal to 24. So I can take the entire thing to the right hand side. So this will become R square minus 10R plus 24 is equal to 0. Now this can be factorized to R square minus 6R minus 4R plus 24 is equal to 0, and this will be R minus 6 into R minus 4 is equal to 0. So there are two possible values of R. R can be either 4 or R can be 6. There are only two possible values of R, which is R is equal to 4 or R is equal to 6. Now my divisor was what? Divisor is 5 and divisor should be greater than the remainder. So R cannot be 6 because divisor should be greater than the remainder. So 6 is not greater than 5. Therefore I can just directly say that our remainder can never be 6. So what I can say is remainder will be equal to 4. Remainder will be equal to 4. Now if remainder is 4, then quotient is basically 10 minus R. So thus quotient will be equal to 10 minus 4, which is 6. The remainder is 4, quotient is 6, divisor is 5. We can just put all these values in this equation. Thus the dividend will be quotient and divisor, which is 5 into 6 plus 4. The dividend will be 30 plus 4, which is 34. So dividend is 34, and therefore the correct value for the dividend is 34. The shortest distance from the point minus 4 comma 3 to the circle x square plus y square is equal to 1 is. So if let's say this is some circle and I have to find out from this particular point the shortest distance. So shortest distance will be the line joining the center and that point, and this distance will be this distance, which is the distance between the point P and the center minus the radius. So the shortest will be, distance will be OP minus R. This distance will be OP, which is this entire distance, that is the distance between the point and the center minus the radius. This will be the shortest distance. Now the shortest distance from the point minus 4 comma 3 to the circle x square plus y square is equal to 1. So I know the equation of circle is x minus a square plus y minus b square is equal to r square when a comma b is the center and radius is equal to r. When center is a comma b and radius is r. Now in this I can clearly see that a is equal to b is equal to 0 and r is equal to 1. Therefore the center of the circle is at the origin, which is 0 comma 0, and radius is equal to 1. Now point minus 4 comma 3 will be somewhere here. Now minus 4 comma 3, the shortest distance will be this distance. Let's say if this is P, which is minus 4 comma 3, and this is O, which is 0 comma 0. So this, let's say this point is Q. So PQ is basically the shortest distance. PQ is the shortest distance, and this shortest distance is what? This is OP. OP minus OQ. OP minus OQ. Now OP is what? OP is the distance between the center and the point P. So this is equal to under root of minus 4 minus 0 ka whole square plus 3 minus 0 ka whole square minus OQ is basically the radius, and radius is equal to 1. So minus 1. Now this is equal to under root 4 square plus 3 square, which is equal to 25, and under root of 25 is 5. So this will be equal to 5 minus 1. Now PQ is 5 minus 1, and thus I can write PQ is equal to 4. PQ is equal to 4 units, and thus this is the shortest distance. The shortest distance of point P from the circle will be PQ, which is 4 units, and therefore the correct value will be is 4. The next question is given the value of 0.04 to the whole power log base root 5 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 16 up till infinite. So first of all, this is a infinite GP. This is an infinite GP. So I can write 1 by 4. So this formula will be A is equal to 1 by, common ratio is 1 by 2. And the formula sum for infinite GP is A upon 1 minus R. So this is 1 by 4 upon 1 minus 1 by 2. It is equal to 1 by 4 upon 1 by 2. 1 by 2, and this will be equal to 1 by 2. So this entire thing can be written as 1 by 2. So this will be, and instead of 0.04 I can write this as 0.04 as 4 by 100, which is equal to 1 by 25, which is equal to 1 upon 5 square, and this thus 0.04 can be written as 0.04 can be written as 5 to the whole power minus 2. Thus 0.04 can be written as 5 to the whole power minus 2. So this is 5 to the power minus 2 to the whole power log root 5 and 1 by 4. This entire thing can be written as 1 by 2, or I can write it as 2 to the power minus 1. So this will become 2 to the power minus 1. Also instead of root 5, what I can write? I can write this as log of 5 to the whole power 1 by 2. Log of 5 to the whole power 1 by 2. Now we also know this, that if log of A, B, K and L, let's say log of A to the power, log base A to the power K, B to the power L, this can be written as L upon K log B to base A. L upon K log B base A. So this will come, the powers will come, normal power will come in the numerator, the base power will come in the denominator, and therefore this can just, we can just write L upon K log B to the base A. So similarly we will do the same thing with this. So this 5 to the power minus 2 will remain same. This will become minus 1 upon 1 by 2 log 2 to the base 5. Now this will become 1 by 2, this minus minus will get cancelled, and 1 by 2 this will go up, and this will become 5 to the power 2 into 2 log 5 base 2. Now we also know one thing, which is A log C to the base B. This can be written as C log A to the base B. This can be transformed like C and A will be interchanged. So similarly 5 and 2 will be interchanged as well. So this can be written as 2 to the power 2 into 2 log 5 base 5. Now log 5 base 5 is 1, so this can be written as 2 to the power 2 into 2 into 1, which is equal to 2 to the power 4, and which is equal to 16. Thus this entire thing, that is this value, is simplified to 16, and therefore the correct answer, the value of this is basically 16. The next question is saying, suppose the determinant of a square aq minus 1, b square bq minus 1, and c square cq minus 1 is equal to 0, where a, b, c are distinct real numbers. If a is equal to 3, then the value of a, b, c is, so we have to find out the value of a, b, c. So this thing I can just write this as a, b, c, a square, b square, c square, a cube, b cube, c cube, and minus of a, b, c, a square, b square, c square, and 1, 1 and 1. Now both of these are basically the same thing. This entire thing can be written as this as well, because we are just merging them. So this will become a cube minus 1, b cube minus 1, and c cube minus 1. Now what I'll do, I'll take a common from the first row, b common from the second row, and c common from the third row. So this will become a, b, c I have taken common. So this will be 1a, a square, 1b, b square, and 1c, c square. Minus this, I can just perform some column, some swapping of the columns. Now if I have even number of swaps, sign will remain same, sign is same. If there are odd number of swaps, the sign changes, that is positive become negative and negative will become positive. Now if I do, if I just consider this part, if I first swap second column and third column, first swap second column and third column, and then I swap first column and the second column. So after all the swapping, what it will become? It will become 1, 1, 1, a, b, c, and a square, b square, c square. Basically second column and third column will make this and this to exchange. So this 1, 1, 1 will become the middle column, and after first and second exchange, this 1, 1 will become the left column, a, b, c become the right middle column, and a square, b square, c square will become the right column. Now both of these are same, so basically I can take this as common. So this will become, this thing will be simplified to abc minus 1 multiplied by determinant of 1a, a square, 1b, b square, and 1c, c square. Now I can perform the row operations. Row 2 I can write this as row 2 minus row 1, and row 3 I can write this as row 3 minus row 1. So this will become abc minus 1 determinant of 1a, a square. Row 2 will become row 2 minus row 1, so this will become 0. This will be b minus a, this will be c minus a. And row 3 become row 3 minus row 1, so this will become 0. This is c minus a, this is b square minus a square, c minus a, and this is c square minus a square. Now again from this, what I can take is, I can take from this row b minus a common, and I can take c minus a common from this row. So this will become a, b, c minus 1, b minus a and c minus a have taken common, and this will become 1a, a square, 0, 1, b plus a, and 0, 1, c plus a. So I have taken b minus a common from this row and c minus a common from second row, and I have taken this as common out. So abc minus 1, b minus a into c minus a. Now I can calculate the determinant of this, because there are two rows which has 0. So I have to just worry about this one. So for calculating the determinant, I'll write abc minus 1, the constant term which was there, which is b minus a and c minus a, multiplied by this one. I'll take I'll take this one, and this will I do cross multiplication. So this will be 1 into c plus a minus b plus a. So this will be ultimately become abc minus 1 into b minus a into c minus a into c minus b. Now the determinant in this question is given as 0. This thing is given as 0, and now my final determinant value is this. So this should be equal to 0. So I'll write in the left hand side. So this will be abc minus 1, b minus c, c minus a, and c minus b. So this is b minus c, c minus a, and c minus b. This should be equal to 0. Now it is given that a is not equal to b is not equal to c, because a, b, c are given as distinct. A, B, C are given as distinct real numbers. So A not equal to B not equal to C. So can B minus C is equal to 0? No. B minus C can be 0 only when B is equal to C. Can C minus A become 0? No. C and C minus A will be 0 only when C is equal to A, and C minus B will be 0 only when C is equal to B. but A, B, C are both different. So only this particular thing, which is A, B, C minus 1, can be 0. So I'll write A, B, C minus 1 is equal to 0 is the only possibility, because none of these three can be 0. Cannot be equal to 0. B minus C, C minus B, or C minus A, none of the three can be equal to 0. And thus ABC minus 1 should be equal to 0, because my right hand side is 0. And therefore I can write ABC is equal to 1. Now this is the value which we need to find out, which was what is the value of ABC. So the value of ABC is 1. Just value of A is equal to 3 is just given. It is not useful, and it is not required. They just give you to trick you. So the value of ABC is 1. Minimum value of f of x is equal to 3 mod of 3 minus x plus mod of 2 plus x plus mod of 5 minus x is equal to. So for getting the minimum value of any of these equations, what you have to do is basically you have to check where all these mods are becoming 0. So 3 minus x will be 0 when x is equal to 3. 2 plus x will be equal to 0 when x is equal to minus 2, and 5 minus x will be equal to 0 when x is equal to 5. So x is equal to 3, x is equal to minus 2, and x is equal to 5. I have to check the values. Why I am doing this? Because at any of these three values, what will happen? The graph will either remain the same, or it will change its trajectory. So it will be something like either it is going like this, and let's say at some point it will become like this, or there can also be a possibility when at this point it is just continued to go down, or maybe at this point it was something like this and it started increasing. So this will be the maximum value. There it won't be nothing, but this will be the minimum value. So my maximum and minimum will come at one of these three values. So I have to check what is the value at these points. So first let's check at x is equal to 3. X is equal to 3, fx is equal to mod of 3 minus 3 plus mod of 2 plus 3 plus mod of 5 minus 3. So this is 0 plus 5 plus 2, which is equal to 7. Then at x is equal to minus 2, the value of fx is mod of 3 minus minus 2 plus 2 plus minus 2 plus 5 minus minus 2 ka whole mod, which is equal to 3 plus 2 is 5. So this is 5 plus 0 plus 7, which is equal to 12. Then we have x is equal to 5. So x is equal to 5. The value of f of 5 will be, this is f of 5, this should be f of minus 2 and 3. This is f of 3 and this is f of minus 2. F of 5 is mod of 3 minus 5 plus mod of 2 plus 5 plus mod of 5 minus 5. So 3 minus 5 is 2, and 2 plus 5 mod is 7, and 5 minus 5 is 0. So 2 plus 7 plus 0, which is 9. Now among these three values, which is the minimum one? The minimum value is 7. The minimum value is 7, which is at x is equal to 3. So the minimum value of f of x is basically 7. Thus this is equal to 7. Next question is saying Ashok purchased pens and pencils in the ratio 2:3 during his first visit and paid rupees 86. So let's say in the first visit, Ashok is purchasing pens and pencils in the ratio 2:3. So I'll say pen is basically 2k and pencil is 3k. And the entire rupees which is paying is 26. And also let the cost of pen is let's say A rupees and pencil is let's say B rupees. Similarly, during his second visit, he purchased pens and pencils in the ratio 4:1 and paid rupees 112. So in the second visit, he bought pens and pencils in the ratio 4:1. So this is 4 let's say 4L and L, and he paid total rupees 112. The cost of pen as well as the pencil in rupees is a positive integer. So this value of A and B, these are integers. If Ashok purchased 4 pens during his second visit, then the amount he paid in rupees for the pens during the second visit is. So if he purchased 4 pens means 4L is equal to 4, or I can write L is equal to 1. So therefore, he is purchasing 4 pens and 1 pencil. I can just write instead of 4L and L, I can write he purchased 4 pens and 1 pencil. And cost of pen is A and cost of pencil is B. So I can write 4A plus B is equal to 112. 4A plus B is equal to 112. I can further solve this. This will become 4A is equal to 112 minus B. Or I can write A is equal to 112 divided by 12 is 28. So this is 28 minus B by 4. So A is equal to 28 minus B by 4. Now let's look at this one, which is the first visit. Pen's cost is A and pencil cost is B, and there are 2k pen and 3k pencils, and the total amount is 86 rupees. So this will be A into 2k plus B into 3k, this will be equal to 86. I can take k common, so this will become k into 2a plus 3b is equal to 86. Now instead of a, I can just substitute the value of a as 28 minus b by 4. So this will become k into 2 times 28 minus b by 4, yeah, plus 3b should be equal to 86. Further solving this will give me k into 56 minus b by 4 into 2 is b by 5, or I can write 0.5b plus 3b will be equal to 86, and thus k will be equal to 0.5b, 3b minus 0.5b, this will be 2.5b, and thus I can write k is equal to 86 divided by this 56 plus 2.5b, I'll take to the right hand side denominator. So this will be 56 plus 2.5b. Now we have assumed the number of pens and pencil as 2k and 3k, and k should be a natural number. K should be a natural number. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need the value of k to be some natural number. So for this, my numerator is 86. Now what all values can I have? If my denominator becomes 43, then my value of k will be 2. Why? Because numerator is 86, denominator 43, 86 divided by 43 is 2. But this is not possible, because why denominator cannot be 43? Because denominator is 56 plus 2.5b. So this value will always be, the denominator will always be greater than 56. Why? Because b is always a positive value. B is a cost and it can never be a negative value. So there is something which is adding, which is being added up in 56. So thus I can say the denominator will always be greater than 56. So thus if I want the value of k as integer, now what I have to take is basically I have to take d is equal to 86. If I take the denominator as 86, I'll get the value of k is equal to 1. Now is it possible? Can I get the denominator of k as 86? So I have to substitute the value of denominator as 86 and check whether b is an integer value or not. So I'll write 56 plus 2.5b is equal to 86. Now if b is not an integer value, then denominator 86 is also not possible. I can take this to the right hand side. So 2.5b is equal to 86 minus 56, which is 30, and thus b is equal to 30 divided by 2.5, or I can write b is equal to 30 divided by 2.5 is 300 by 25, which is equal to 12. Value of b is coming out to be integer as well. Now if value of b is coming out to be integer, value of k is coming out to be an integer, so I can say denominator 86 is basically the correct assumption. Now if I put the value of b as 12 in this value, in this particular, so I'll get the value of a as 28 minus 12 by 4, which is equal to 3. So value of a will be 25. Thus the cost of pens will be 25 and the cost of pencil will be 12 rupees. Cost of pen will be rupees 25 and cost of pens will be rupees 12. It is asking then the amount paid in rupees for the pens during the second visit. Now the number of pens during the second visit is 4. Number of pens is 4. So there were 4 pens and the cost of each pen is 25. So 4 into 25 is the cost which is being paid by Ashok in the second visit, and this will be equal to 25 4 is 100. So he is paying rupees 100 in the second visit for 4 pens, and therefore 100 will be the correct answer. In a 4-digit number, the product of the thousandth digit and unit digit is 0. So this is 4-digit number. Now this is 1000, this is 100, this is 10th, and this is 1th or unit digit. Now product of 1000 and the unit digit is 0. So 1000 into u is 0. Now can 1000 be a 0? What will happen? Either 1000 will be 0 or unit digit will be 0. Now can 1000 digit can be 0? If this is 0, what will happen? This will become a 3-digit number. This will become a 3-digit number because it will be something like 0773. 0773 is basically 773, which is a 3-digit number. So 1000 digit can never be 0, and thus I have to say that unit digit will be 0, because if 1000 digit is 0, then it will never become a 4-digit number. So thus I can write my final number will have the unit digit as 0. While the difference is 7, if the difference is 7, this should be 7 only. The 1000 digit should be 7, because then only the difference between the unit digit and 1000 digit will be 7. The product is 0, so it is 0 for unit digit for a 4-digit number. And the difference is 7, which means 1000 should be 7. It should be 7 more than the unit digit. So this is 7. The product of the middle digits is 18. Now product of this middle digits is 18. So A and B I will say. So AB is equal to 18. The 1000 digit is as much more than the unit digit as the 100 digit is more than the 10 digits. So 100 digits minus 10 digits. So A minus B is as much more as the 1000 digit than the unit digit. So this is a minus b is equal to 7 minus 0. A minus b is equal to 7 minus 0, or I can write a is equal to b plus 7. Now instead of a, I can just write here b plus 7. So b into b plus 7 is equal to 18. B square plus 7b minus 18 is equal to 0. This will be equal to b square plus 9b minus 2b minus 18 is equal to 0. And thus this will be b into b plus 9 minus 2 into b plus 9 to be equal to 0. And thus b minus 2 and b plus 9 equal to 0. A digit can never be a negative number. So b plus 9, this will give me two solutions, which is b equal to 2 or b equal to minus 9. B equal to minus 9. But this is not possible. Why? Because a digit can never be a 0. So b is equal to 2. Now if b is equal to 2, what will become? A will be b plus 7, which is equal to 9. So a will be 9, b will be 2, and thus my final ultimate number will become 7, 0, and a is 9. So 7, 9 and b is 2. So the final number will be 7920, and therefore the 4-digit number is 7920. Next question is given. Out of 80 students who appeared for the school exams in mathematics, physics and chemistry, 50 passed M, 30 passed P and 40 passed C. So let's draw a Venn diagram for this one. This is math, this is physics, and this is chemistry. So 50 passed M, 30 passed P and 40 passed C. At most 20 students passed M and P. At most 20 students passed P and C, and at most 20 students passed C and M. So the maximum number of students who passed M and P and C and M is basically 20. So if I assume, so basically this is, if I assume that number of students who are passing all three subjects is A, then this value will be 20 minus A, and this will be maximum. This can be maximum as 20 minus A. Similarly, this value will be maximum as 20 minus A, because the number of students passing physics and chemistry is 20, at most 20. So this can be 20 minus A, and this also can be 20 minus A. Now all these three are basically maximum values. All these three are maximum values. That 20 minus A and 20 minus A are the maximum values. Now if this is A, this is 20 minus A and this is 20 minus A, and this entire thing is 50, so I can write this will be, this particular will be 50 minus 20 minus A plus 20 minus A plus A, which will A and A will get cancelled, and this will become 20, 10, A plus 10. So this will become A plus 10. Similarly, this will become A minus 10, and thus this will become 20, 20, and this will become A, because the total sum should be 40 for this entire circle. Now I'll assume the number of students who are passing none of the exams is D. Number of students who are passing none of the exams is D. The maximum number of students who could have passed all three exams. So I have to find out the maximum value of A. Now initially assume that this 20 minus A, since I have to find out the value of A as maximum, so I will be considering 20 minus A value only. Why? Because in order to find this value to be maximum, I will consider all these values to be maximum as well. All these three values to be maximum as well, because I have to find out the maximum value of A. So this will become, the total number of students is 80 students, so the entire data set is of 80. So I can write A plus 10 plus 20 minus A plus A minus 10 plus we have 20 minus A plus A plus 20 minus A plus A. This should be equal to 80 plus D as well, because we have to consider this D as well. So this should be equal to 80. Now there is plus A, there is minus A, minus A, minus A. So 3 minus A, and there are 3 plus A. So this will be removed. So ultimately we will be left with A plus D, and this is 20, 20, 20, which is 60, and plus 10 and minus 10, this will be cancelled as well. So this will become A plus D plus 60 should be equal to 20, or I can write A plus D plus 60 should be equal to 80, or I can write A is equals to 20 minus D. Now the value of A is decreasing. Basically something is being subtracted from 20. A is equal to 20 minus D is something is being subtracted from 20. So the value of A will keep on decreasing, and it will be maximum when D will be equal to 0. When D will be 0, A is equal to 20. This will be the maximum value. This will be the maximum value, because what will happen if, let's say, D is equal to 1, D can never be a negative number because it is the number of students. Now if D is equal to 1, then A will become 19, D is equal to 2, A will become 18, D is equal to 10, A will become 10. So ultimately maximum value of A will be 20 only when D is equal to 0. Therefore And what is A? A is basically the number of students who are passing in all three exams. So the maximum value of the students who are passing in all three exams, this will be 20. This will be equal to 20, and therefore 20 is the correct answer. Two friends run a 3-kilometer race along a circular course of length 300 meters. If their speeds are in the ratio 3:2, then the number of times the winner passes the others is. So let's say there are two persons A and B, and speed of A and speed of B is basically 3:2. Now since A is running at a faster pace, so A will win. We need to find out how many times will A overtake B, or A will pass B. So first of all, it is a 3-kilometer race. 3-kilometer race, and the track length is basically 300 meters. So number of rounds the winner needs to cover is basically number of rounds is equal to the total distance of the race, which is 3 km or 3000 meters, divided by the track length of the race, which is 300 meters. So thus the number of rounds should be 10 rounds. That is, the winner should complete 10 rounds of this circular track in order to win the race. Now speeds are in the ratio 3:2, and we know that speed is equal to distance upon time. Now if I keep the time as constant, so speed will be directly proportional to distance. Speed will be directly proportional to distance. Now speeds are in the ratio of 3:2. Speeds are in the ratio of 3:2. What I mean to say is the distance will always be in the ratio of 3:2 as well. Distance will also be in the ratio of 3:2 as well. So thus from this we can infer that by the time A is covering 3 rounds, B can cover only 2 rounds. In the same time, let's say if time t is constant, as mentioned that if time is constant, then speed is proportional to distance. Now speeds are in the ratio 3:2, then distance will be in the ratio of 3:2 if time t is constant. That is, same amount of time is being considered for both the cases, for both the persons. So in the time, A will cover 3 rounds, which is when A will cover 900 meters, B will cover only 2 rounds, which is 600 meters, and the ratio of this is 3:2, which I said that the distance ratio will be 3:2. Now if A covers 3 rounds, B will cover 2 rounds. So if I say A is covering 1 round, B will cover 2 by 3 round. A is covering 1 round, B will cover 2 by 3 round. So we have to remember this, that when A is covering 1 round, B is covering 2 by 3 round. Also we can just directly divide by 2 as well. So by the time A is covering half round, B will cover 1 by 3 round. In the time A is covering half round, I can just take this 2 to the left hand side. So A is covering half round, B is covering 1 by 3 round. Now let's draw the diagram for easier interpretation. There is the circular track, and this is the starting point. Starting point is this, where both A and B are starting. Now by the time A will come back here, by the time A has completed this entire circular path, that is when A has completed 1 round, B has only completed 2 by 3 rounds. So B will be somewhere here. So if A is again reaching here, if A is reached here, B will be somewhere here. This is 2 by 3 distance. This is 2 by 3 distance, 2/3 of the distance. And B is here. Now let's say B has to cover 1/3 of the distance more. 1/3 of the distance more. So by the time B is covering 1 by 3 round, A will cover only 1 by 2 round. So what will happen? The new position will be, by the time B is covering, B is from this position is covering to this position. Let's say from this particular position, it is covering to this position. So now when B has reached here, A will cover 1 by 2 rounds. So from A will go from here till here, which is half round. So when B is here, A will be here. So this has basically when B has covered 1 round and A has covered 1.5 round. Now again same thing, if I say if I say A has covered, let's say a half more round, A has covered half more round. So what will happen? A from here, he will reach here. A from here will reach here, and B will somewhere reach here. So now the new positions will be A is reaching here and B is reaching here, which is this distance is basically 1/3 of the circle, 1/3 of the round. This distance is 1/3 of the round. So by the time A has reached here, B, I'll just make it more clear. So 1/3 will be somewhere here. So B will reach here, and this distance will be 1/3 of the round, 1/3 of the circular track. So by the time A has reached here, B will reach here. Now again, by the time A covers one full round, B will cover 2/3 rounds. So A will cover, and up till now A and B has never crossed each other. You can clearly see in this one, by the time A has reached here, B is only here and none of them has crossed. Now again, when they are moving in this direction, when A has reached here, so B was just diametrically opposite. So they have never met. Again, by the time when A reached here, B also reached there, and again they have not met. And now by the time A will cover, now this is the case, A is here and B is here. Now by the time A will cover one full round, B will cover 2/3 round. Now this distance is basically 2/3 of the round. The remaining distance for B is 2/3 of the round, and from here till here, again from here till here, this is one round. So what will happen after 3 rounds of A? After 3 rounds of A, both A and B will be at the same position. After 3 rounds of A, B will cover 2 rounds, and this is the first time then when A will be passing B, because now both of them are at the same position. So this is the first time when A will be passing B. Now when A will be moving in this direction, this will be the first time when A will be passing B. So when A has covered 3 rounds, then he is passing basically for the first time. So when he will pass for the second time, when A has covered 6 rounds, when A will be covering 6 rounds, he will be passing for the second time. And A will have covered 6 rounds, he will be passing for the second time. Similarly, when A will have covered 9 rounds, he will pass for the third time. When A will cover, because every 3 rounds he is passing B once. In every 3 rounds he is passing B once. So A 3 rounds he is passing for the first time, A 6 rounds for passing for the second time, and A 9 rounds, after the end of 9th round, he will pass for the third time. Now the total number of rounds is basically 10 rounds. If A is winning the race, he has to basically run 10 rounds. Now if A is running 10 rounds, this means that next meeting point will be after 12th round. That when A will run 12 rounds, then they will be meeting for the 4th time. But A has to run only 10 rounds. So this means that they will meet only thrice. That is where at the end of the 3rd round of A, at the end of the 6th round of the day, and at the end of 9th round of the day. Because 12th round of the A is not possible, because he has to just cover 10 rounds. So thus I can write the number of meeting points, the number of times the winner passes the other is basically 3. The number of times winner passes the other is 3, because after the end of every 3 rounds of the winner, basically winner is passing loser. So 3, 6, 9, these are the 3 meeting points, and therefore answer will be 3. Next question is given, out of the 13 objects, 4 are indistinguishable. So indistinguishable means they are similar. 4 are indistinguishable means 4 are similar, and rest are distinct. So the remaining 9 are distinct. The number of ways we can choose 4 objects out of 13 objects is, so 4 objects out of 13 objects. Now if there are 4 similar objects, number of choosing 0 objects, number of choosing 1 object, number of choosing 2 objects, number of choosing 3 objects, and number of choosing 4 objects, out of these 4 similar objects will always be 1. Because what it is basically is, there are 4 objects you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, and all of them are similar. So either you choose this one, or you choose this one, or you choose this one, or you choose, let's say, this one and this one, these 2, or you choose, let's say, 3 and this, or let's say you choose all 4. There is only one way of doing this. There's only one way of doing this, because you have to just randomly go and choose either 1 or 0 or 2 or 3 or 4. You can just randomly pick any of the balls, and there will be no different way for it. There will be only one way for choosing 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4 similar objects out of the 4 similar objects. Now number of ways we can choose 4 objects is, basically what we can have is, either we can choose 0 distinct and 4 similar. So 0 distinct and 4 similar. Then in this case the number of ways will be what? Number of ways will be 1 only, because choosing 4 objects from 4 similar items is one way. There is only one way for 4 items selected from 4 similar objects. Now let's say I take 1 distinct and 3 similar. 1 distinct and 3 similar. Now 4 are similar, so 9 will be distinct. In total we have 4 similar objects and 9 distinct objects. So if 1 is distinct and 3 is similar, now again choosing 3 items from 4 similar objects is again the number of ways is 1. But choosing one distinct item from the 9 distinct items is basically 9C1. We can choose any of the items among those 9 items, and there will be a particular way for it. So out of this we have 9 possibilities. Out of, let's say there are 9 different things I have. So I can choose either the first thing, second thing, third thing, fourth thing, fifth thing, and up till 9th thing. So I will be having 9C1, which is equal to 9 ways. Now again similarly, if I take the case of 2 distinct and 2 similar. Now again 2 similar from 4 similar objects, it says only one way, so 1 into. Now 2 distinct out of the 9 distinct objects, this will be 1 into 9C2, and this will be 9C2 is 9 into 8 divided by 2, which is 36 ways. Now we will have 3 distinct and 1 similar. So 3 distinct and 1 similar can be chosen in, again 1 similar out of the 4 similar out of 4 similar objects, number of ways is 1, so 1 into 9 distinct, and we have to choose this 3 distinct, so this will be 9C3. So 1 into 9C3, this will be 9 into 8 into 7 divided by 6, which is 9, 12, 7 are 84 ways. So this is 3 distinct, 1 similar, 84 ways. And now let's say 4 distinct and 0 similar. 4 distinct and 0 similar, again we do not have to choose any of the objects similar one, and I have to choose 4 distinct objects from the 9 distinct objects. So this will be 9C4. And 9C4 is basically 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 divided by 4 factorial. Now 9 8 is 72 and 4 factorial is 24. So 24 is 3 times 72. So this is 3 into 7, 21 into 6, which is 126 ways. So these are the number of ways of selecting 4 items out of those 13 items, where we can choose 0 distinct, 1 distinct, 2 distinct, 3 distinct, or 4 distinct items, and therefore total number of ways will be 1 plus 9 plus 36 plus 84 plus 126. This is basically 210, and this is 46. So 210 plus 36 plus 9, 45 plus 146. So 210 plus 46 is 256 ways. Thus there are 256 ways of choosing 4 items out of this 13 objects in which 4 are similar, and thus the correct answer will be 256. The next question is given. The probability that a randomly chosen factor of 10 to the power 19 is a multiple of 10 to the power 15. So since we have to find out the probability, we have to find out the favorable outcomes and the total outcomes. Now favorable outcomes is basically multiple of 10 to the power 15, factors to be multiple of 10 to the power 15, and total outcomes is basically all the factors. So first let's find out the total factors. So if I say n is equal to 10 to the power 19, this can be written as n is equal to 2 to the power 19 into 5 to the power 19. Now, any number which is of the form a to the power p into b to the power q into c to the power r, the number of factors is basically p plus 1 into q plus 1 into r plus 1, and this goes so on. Now, n is equal to 2 to the power 19 into 5 to the power 19. Now, factors for this will be 19 plus 1 into 19 plus 1. 19 plus 1 into 19 plus 1, this is 20 into 20, which is equal to 400. Now this is our total outcomes. Now I need all the factors who are multiple of 10 to the power 15 for the favorable outcomes. So I can write n is equal to 10 to the power 19. Now this 10 to the power 19, I can write it as 10 to the power 15 into 10 to the power 4. Now all the factors of 10 to the power 4 will be factor of n, which is a multiple of 10 to the power 15, because ultimately what is happening, this 10 to the power 15 is being multiplied to all the factors of 10 to the power 4. So whatever the factors I am getting for 10 to the power 4, when multiplied by, let's say this is the factor a, when multiplied by 10 to the power 15, it will be a factor of n as well. And how it will be a factor? Basically it will be a factor which is a multiple of 10 to the power 15. So if I consider this 10 to the power 4, what will happen? I'll assume this as a new number. So m is equal to 10 to the power 4, because I just need to find out the factors of 10 to the power 4, because all the factors of 10 to the power 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 15 will be factors of 10 to the power 19 who are multiple of 10 to the power 15. So this again can be written as 2 to the power 4 into 5 to the power 4, and number of factors will be 4 plus 1 into 5, 4 plus 1, which is 5 into 5, which is 25. So this is our favorable outcomes. Now we need to find out the probability probability, this is equal to favorable outcomes divided by the total outcomes. Favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. What is the favorable outcomes? It is 25. So 25 divided by what are the total outcomes? It is 400. So 25 divided by 400. So thus probability will be 1 by 16. Probability will be 1 by 16 and therefore the correct answer is option D, 1 by 16. The number of acute angle triangles whose sides are 3 consecutive positive integers and whose perimeter is at most 100. So perimeter is less than equal to 100 and sides are 3 consecutive integers. So we can assume the sides to be a minus 1, a and a plus 1. These are the 3 sides of the, we can assume the 3 sides of the triangle as a minus 1, a and a plus 1. Now first of all, the perimeter should be less than equal to 100. This is the first condition. So we can write a minus 1 plus a plus 1. This should be less than equal to 100. 1 and 1 get cancelled. So this can be written as 3a less than equal to 100 or a less than equal to 100 by 3, or I can write a less than equal to 33.33. Now I need only integer values of a. A should be an integer. A should be an integer because it is clearly given it is 3 consecutive positive integers. The sides are 3 consecutive positive integers. So a should be integer. Now it is asking for acute angle triangles. It is asking for acute angle triangles, and for acute angle triangles, sum of squares of smaller sides, should be greater than the square of larger side. Sum of square of smaller sides should be greater than the larger side. So we can write a minus 1 ka whole square plus a square. Now these two are the smaller sides, should be greater than the square of the larger side. So larger side is basically a plus 1. So a plus 1 ka whole square. I can just simplify this. So this can be written as a square minus 2a plus 1 plus a square should be greater than a square plus 4a plus 1. Now a square get cancelled, 1 and 1 get cancelled, and a square plus 2a plus 1. I can take this 2a to the right hand side. So this becomes a square minus 4a to be greater than 0, or a into a minus 4 to be greater than 0. I can have two solutions from here. So a should be less than 0 and a to be greater than 4. Now a less than 0, this is never possible because the sides of a triangle will never be a negative integer. It will always be a positive integer. So a less than 0 is not possible, and thus there is only one possibility, which is a is greater than 4. Now a is greater than 4 and a is less than equal to 33.33. What can be the possible values of a? So a can take values from greater than 4 and less than equal to 33.33. So the possible values for a is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up till 33. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up till 33. So number of values of a will be 33 minus 5 plus 1. Last minus first plus 1 we have to do. So for getting, since these are all consecutive integers, so for getting how many integers are there, we can just do last minus first plus 1. So number of values will be 29. So there are 29 possible values of a. 29 possible values of a, and therefore option B, 29 will be the correct answer. The next question is given the equation of the straight line passing through the point m minus 5, 4 such that the portion of it between the axes is divided by the point m into 2 halves. So let's say this is our quadrants. Now there is this point m which is minus 5, 4. It is dividing the portion of the line between the axes into 2 equal halves. So it is dividing, let's say if this is my line. So basically this point is dividing the portion of the line into 2 equal halves. It is dividing the point into 2 equal halves. So this I can say that m is basically the midpoint. M is midpoint of, if I say this is A and this is B, so M is midpoint of AB. Because between the two axes, the point M is dividing them into 2 halves. So this is this part and this part is equal, and thus I can say M is the midpoint of AB. Now if M is the midpoint of AB, what will be the coordinates of A? The coordinate of A will be A comma 0 because it is on the x-axis. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. So on x-axis the y coordinate is 0, and for B the coordinate will be, since it is on y-axis, it will be 0 comma b. It will be 0 comma b, since point B is on the y-axis, so the x coordinate will be 0. So if I say m is the midpoint, so I can write m minus 5 comma 4 can be a plus 0 by 2, x coordinate m minus for midpoint of m will be a plus 0 by 2, and y coordinate will be 0 plus b by 2, 0 plus b by 2. This should be equal to minus 5 by 4, because this is my midpoint. This value of this point m is my midpoint, whose coordinates is minus 5 comma 4. So I can write minus 5 comma 4 is equal to a by 2 comma b by 2. And from here I can write a by 2 is equal to minus 5, which gives us a is equal to minus 10, and b by 2 is equal to 4, which gives us b is equal to 8. So thus this point is equal to minus 10 comma 0, and this point is equal to 0 comma 8. Now what we can do is we can use the slope intercept form of the line. Slope intercept form. Slope intercept form of the line can be used, and thus what is the slope intercept form? It is x upon a plus y upon b should be equal to 1. Now here in this case a is equal to 10. Basically a is the intercept of the x axis. So a is intercept of x axis, which is minus 10, and b is intercept of y axis, which is plus 8. So I can write x upon minus 10 plus y upon 8 should be equal to 1. X upon minus 10 plus y upon 8 should be equal to 1. Taking the LCM here, I can write 80 as the LCM. This will become minus 8x plus 10y should be equal to 1. Thus I can write 10y minus 8x should be equal to 80 should be the equation of this particular line. 10y minus 8x is equal to 80 should be the equation of this line, and therefore the correct option will be option A, which is 10y minus 8x is equal to 80. Now there is one more alternate solution for this. Alternate solution, and which is like checking the options. Alternate solution, and this is about checking the options. Now if you just check the options and you see in which option, since it is passing through minus 5 comma 4, since the line is passing through point m, which is minus 5 comma 4, which of the equation is basically satisfying the value, which of the equation is basically satisfying minus 5 comma 4, and the left hand side and right hand side are equal. Now if I see for the option A is basically 10y minus 8x is equal to 80. Now if I see the left hand side, it is 10 into y is 4 minus 8 into minus 5, which is equal to 10 into 4 40 plus 40. Minus 8 into minus 5 is 40, so 40 plus 40, which is 80. Both of them are equal, LHS RHS, so A can be our potential answer. Now 8y plus 10x is equal to 80, so 8 into what is y? It is 4 plus 10 into what is x? It is minus 5. This is equal to 32 minus 18, which is minus 18. Now this value and this value are not equal, so this cannot be the possible answer. Then C is basically 10y plus 8x is equal to 80. Now 10 into y is 4 plus 8 into x is minus 5. So this is 40 minus 40, which is 0. Again 0 and 80, this is not matching, so I can just eliminate this one. And the last is 8y plus 10x is equal to 80. So D is 8y, which is 8 into 4 plus 10 into x, which is 10 into minus 5 plus 80. This value is basically 32 plus 80 is 112 minus 50. This is 62. Now 62 and 0 are not equal again, so this can be rejected as well, and thus there will be only one equation which is satisfying the point m minus 5 comma 4, and therefore option A will be the correct answer. So you can use either the straight solution, which involves all the steps, or you can even use the trick by just checking the options. Both the methods are correct. The next question is given: the value of cos square pi by 8 plus cos square 3 pi by 8 plus cos square 5 pi by 8 plus cos square 7 pi by 8 is. So for this we must know some formulas, which is first of all cos pi minus theta is equals to minus cos theta. This is the first one which you should know. And second is cos pi by 2 minus theta. This is equal to sin theta. These are the two formulas which we should know. Now first of all, what I can do is I can change cos square 5 pi by 8 and cos square 7 pi by 8. So cos square cos 5 pi by 8 ka whole square. This can be written as cos 5 pi by 8 can be written as cos of pi minus 3 pi by 8. Cos of 5 pi by 8 can be written as cos of pi minus 3 pi by 8, and this is ka whole square. Now cos pi minus theta is minus cos theta, so this can be written as minus cos of 3 pi by 8 ka whole square, and minus minus will become plus after squaring, and this will be equal to cos square 3 pi by 8. So instead of cos square 5 pi by 8, I can just write cos square 3 pi by 8. Similarly, for cos 7 pi by 8 ka whole square, I can write cos of pi minus pi by 8 for this. Instead of 7 pi by 8, I can just write pi minus pi by 8 ka whole square. Now pi minus pi by 8 is minus cos pi by 8 ka whole square. Minus cos pi by 8 ka whole square. This is equal to cos square pi by 8. So instead of cos square 7 pi by 8, I can just write cos square pi by 8. Now if I just simplify this, instead of cos square 5 pi by 8, I can write cos square 3 pi by 8. And instead of cos square 7 pi by 8, I can write cos square pi by 8. Now there are two occurrences of cos square pi by 8 and two occurrences of cos square 3 pi by 8. So this entire thing will be further simplified to 2 cos square pi by 8 plus 2 cos square 3 pi by 8. Now taking 2 common, so this is cos square pi by 8 plus, instead of cos of 3 pi by 8, what I can write is I can write cos of pi by 2 minus pi by 8, because 3 pi by 8 is pi by 2 minus pi by 10. 3 pi by 2 is pi by 2 minus pi by 8, because you can just solve it. It is 4 pi by 8 minus pi by 8, which is 3 pi by 8. So cos of pi minus pi by 2 minus pi by 8 ka whole square ka into 2. So this is 2 cos square pi by 8 plus cos square 3 pi by 8 can be written as cos pi minus pi by 2 minus pi by 8 ka whole square. Now cos pi by 2 minus theta, this can be written as sin theta. Cos pi by 2 minus theta can be written as sin theta. Therefore, this is further simplified to 2 cos square pi by 8, and this will become sin pi by 8. And since it is whole square, so this will become cos square pi by 8 plus sin square pi by 8. Now this entire thing is basically 1. Cos square pi by 8 plus sin square pi by 8 is equal to 1, and therefore the entire simplification will be simplified to the value 2, because 2 into 1 is 2, and thus the correct answer will be option C, which is 2. Next question is saying, if 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square up till infinite is equal to pi square by 6, then the value of 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 5 square up to infinite is. So I can just write this as 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square plus 1 upon 5 square plus 1 upon 6 square plus so on till infinity is basically, should not be plus, this should be just go on till infinity. So this is equal to pi square by 6. What I can do is I can multiply by 4 both sides. Multiply by 1 by 4 both sides. Multiply by 1 by 4 both sides. So multiply by 1 by 4 both sides. Now 1 by 4 can be written as 1 by 2 square. So this will become 1 by 2 square into 1 square plus 1 by 2 square into 2 square plus 1 by 2 square into 3 square, and I can make this equation as 1 plus 1 by 2 square into 4 square up till so on till infinite is basically 1 by 2 square into pi square by 6. Now 1 by 2 square into 1 square, this can be written as 1 by 2 square. 2 square into 2 square can be written as 1 by 4 square. 2 square into 3 square can be written as 1 by 6 square, and 2 square into 4 square can be written as 1 by 8 square up till infinite is basically pi square by 6 into 1 by 4. This is equal to pi square by 24. Let's say this is my second equation. Now I'll perform the operation equation 1 minus equation 2. I'll perform the operation equation 1 minus equation 2. So this is, I can clearly say this is 1 by 2 square and 1 by 2 square. This will get cancelled. 1 by 4 square and 1 by 4 square will also get cancelled. 1 by 6 square and 1 by 6 square will also get cancelled. Similarly, this 1 by 8 square and there will be 1 by 7 square plus 1 by 8 square. This will also be cancelled. So I can see all the terms which will have even denominators, all the terms which will have even squared denominators, all of them will be eliminated, because if I am doing equation 1 minus equation 2, all of the even square denominators are there in even equation 2 as well, and ultimately we will be left with 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 3 square, that is the squared all the odd square denominators. So 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 5 square plus 1 upon 7 square up till infinity is basically equal to pi square by 6. The first part is pi square by 6 minus pi square by 24. Pi square by 6 minus pi square by 24. So this is equal to 24. I'll take the LCM. So this is 4 pi square minus pi square, which is equal to 3 pi square by 24, and this will be further simplified to pi square by 8. So the entire odd squared numbers will be summed when the denominator is all odd squared numbers. This will be summed to pi square by 8, which we ultimately need to find out, which was 1 square plus 3 square plus 5 square. This is equal to pi square by 8, 3 pi square by 24 or pi square by 8, and therefore option A, pi square by 8 will be the correct answer. A man is known to speak the truth on an average 4 out of 5 times. So he speaks the truth on an average of 4 out of 5 times. He throws a die and reports that it is a 5. The probability that it is actually a 5 is, so basically for these kind of concepts we have to use the Bayes theorem. Bayes theorem, which is based on the conditional probability. So first of all we have to assume the event. So let's say A is an event. A is basically getting a 6, getting a 5 on the dice. Getting a 5 on the dice. B is not getting a 5, and let E be the event where the man is basically reporting, person reports that it shows a 5. Person report that it shows a 5. So A is getting a 5, B is not getting a 5, and E is the event in which the person is claiming that it is a 5. Now what we have to find out? We have to find out that it is actually a 5. We have to find, he reports that it is a 5. We have to find out it is actually a 5. So what we have to find out? We have to find out the event is, basically the number is actually a 5. Number is actually a 5 given that he reports a 5. Given that person reports a 5. Now number is actually a 5. This is event A. Given is generally represented by a bar and reports a 5. Person reports a 5. This is event E. So we need to find out the probability of A given that E has already happened. Probability that the number is actually a 5 given that person is reporting a 5. It is saying he throws the dice and reports that it is a 5, and we have to find out that it is actually a 5. So we need to find out that the number is actually a 5, which is event A, given that, so this is bar, given that the person reports a 5, because it is clearly given that he is reporting it as a 5. We have to find out the probability of P of A given that E has already occurred. Now what is the formula for this? The formula for this is probability that A will happen given that E has already happened is equal to probability that E has happened given that A has already happened multiplied by probability of event A divided by the probability of event given that A has happened multiplied by probability of A plus probability of event given that B has already happened multiplied by probability of B. So you can see we have to find out the probability of event A given that A has probability of E given that A has already happened, probability of event A, probability of event B, and probability of event B, and probability of event E given that B has already happened. So first of all, what is A? A is getting a 5 in a dice. Basically A and B are getting a 5 in a dice. So probability of A will be what? Getting a 5 in a dice is basically favorable outcomes is only 5, which is 1, and total outcomes is there are 6 outcomes. So 1 by 6 is the probability of getting a 5. Probability of not getting a 5 is basically the favorable outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. So this the favorable outcomes will be 5 and total outcomes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So probability of B, that is not getting a 5, will be 5 by 6. Now the next task is to find out the probability of event E given that A has already happened. So probability of E given that A has already happened. Now what is E? E is basically that the person is reporting a 5 and it is actually a 5. The event is reports 5 given it is actually a 5. Reports 5 given that it is actually a 5. Now you throw a pair of dice and it shows 5. Now if I see 5 and I tell you that it is a 5, what do you mean by it? It means that I am saying the truth statement. I am saying the truth. If I roll a dice and the number comes up on the dice as 5 and I tell you that the number on the dice is 5, that I am reporting you a 5 given that it is actually a 5, basically I am saying the truth. I am saying basically what? I am saying the truth. And therefore, what are the chances of him speaking the truth? He is speaking the truth in 4 out of 5 cases. So probability of truth is basically 4 out of 5 cases, and probability of lie is basically 1 out of 5. Since it is 4 out of 5 times truth, so 1 out of 5 will be lie. So in this case, event A given that A has event E given that A has already happened is basically reports 5 given it is actually 5, and this is the truth statement he is saying. And what is the probability of he speaking the truth? It is basically 4 by 5. Probability of him speaking the truth, basically the person speaking the truth, is 4 by 5. So PE upon A will be equal to 4 upon 5. Similarly, if I see event probability of event E given that B has already happened, so this is he is reporting 5. He is reporting 5 given that it is not a 5. Given that it was not a 5. Now what I am doing, I throw a pair of dice. The number coming up is 3. It is not a 5. Now I am telling you that the number is 5, but actually the number is not 5. I am telling you the number is 5, but actually the number is not 5. So what I am doing is basically I am lying to you. So thus I have to find out the probability of lying. I have to find out the probability that the man is lying, because he is saying the number is 5, but actually the number is not 5. Thus he is lying, and thus probability of lying is basically 1 out of 5 cases, or I can write 1 by 5. So probability of even BE, that is he reports a 5 given that B has happened that it is not a 5, is basically 1 by 5. So I have all the values. I have PA, PB, PE given that A has happened, and PE given that B has happened. So now I can just put the values. So thus I can write probability of A, that is actually a 5 given that he is reporting a 5. This will be equal to PE given A is basically 4 by 5 into P of A is basically 1 by 6 divided by PE of A, this is 4 by 5 into 1 by 6 plus PE given that B has already happened, this is 1 by 5. So 1 by 5 into P of B is 5 by 6. P of B is 5 by 6. So 1 by 5 into 5 by 6. This will become 4 upon 30, the numerator, and the denominator will be 4 upon 30 plus this will be 5 upon 30. So this can be written as 4 upon 30 plus 4 plus 5 is 9 by 30. So 4 upon 30 plus 9 upon 30, this 30 and 30 get cancelled. And ultimately the probability of A given that E has already happened is 4 upon 9. The probability of A given that E has already happened is 4 upon 9, and thus I can say the probability that the number is actually a 5 given that the person is reporting the number as 5 is 4 by 9, and therefore option A, 4 by 9, is the correct answer. If log base 5, log base 8 x square minus 1 is equal to 0, then the possible value of x is. So we should know the formula. Log b to the base a is equal to c, then I can write b is basically a to the power c. If log b to the base a is equal to c, I can write b is equal to a to the power c. So thus for this one I can write log 5 log base 8 x square minus 1 is equal to 0. So I can write here log base 8 x square minus 1 should be equal to 5 to the power 0, which is equal to 1. So thus I can write log base 8 x square minus 1 is equal to 1. So here I can further write, I can just remove the log again, and this will be equal to x square minus 1 is equal to 8 to the power 1. Thus I can write x square minus 1 is equal to 8, or I can write x square minus 9 is equal to 0, and from here I can get two possible values of x, which is either x is equal to 3, because x square minus 9 can be written as x minus 3 into x plus 3 equal to 0. So x is equal to 3 or x is equal to minus 3. Now, so these are the two possible values, which is x is equal to 3 and x is equal to minus 3. Now what we have to do is basically we have to look at the options. So because it is asking for a possible value of x, which can be either 3 or it can be either minus 3. Now in options we can clearly see there is an option of 3, but there is no option of minus 3. So option D, 3 will be the correct answer. The next question is given. Consider the following statements. When x is between 0 to 1, 1 upon 1 plus x less than 1 minus 1 x plus x square. When x is 0 to 1, then if this is possible, then x is minus 1 to 0. And when x is minus 1 to 0, which of the following statements is true, we have to find out. So basically what we have to see is, you have to check whether the difference between the two, let's say if I write a is equal to 1 upon 1 plus x minus 1 minus x plus x square. I have to check whether a is less than 0 or a is greater than 0 in the range of x between minus 1 to 0 and x between 0 to 1. I have to check whether a is less than 0 or a is greater than 0 in this range, which is minus 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. because ultimately if I get this thing as negative, if I get this as negative, so what I can get, if I get a is less than 0, I can get 1 upon 1 plus x minus 1 minus x plus x square. This should be less than 0. So 1 upon 1 plus x should be less than 1 minus x plus x square. So I'll get this if a is less than 0. So I have to check whether a is less than 0 or a is greater than 0. So for that, what we can do is basically we can just solve this a. So a will become, I can take 1 plus x as LCM. So 1 plus x, 1 minus 1 plus x into 1 minus x plus x square. So a is equal to 1 plus x, 1 minus, this is a plus b into a square minus ab plus b square. This is a plus b into a square minus ab plus b square, where a is equal to 1 and b is equal to x. So this is equal to a cube minus b cube. Sorry, a cube plus b cube. A plus b into a square minus ab plus b square is a cube plus b cube. So this can be written as 1 minus a cube plus b cube. So a is 1, b is x. A is 1 and b is x. So this is 1 plus x cube. So 1 minus x cube. So this is equal to minus x cube upon 1 plus x. This is a. Minus x cube upon 1 plus x. This is a. Now, this is minus x cube upon 1 plus x. This is a. Now, if I see the denominator is 1 plus x. If x is, I say, 0 to 1. If x is 0 to 1 and if I just add 1 both sides, so 1 plus x will be 1 to 2. So in the range of x, which is 0 to 1, 1 plus x is 1 to 2. So I can write in the range of x 0 to 1, 1 plus x is greater than 0. In the range of x 0 to 1, 1 plus x is greater than 0. Similarly, if I take 1 plus x in the range of x minus 1 to 0. So if I now add 1, so this will become 1 plus x is equal greater than 0 greater than 1. If x is minus 1 to 0, 1 plus x will be 0 to 1. So again in this case as well, if the range is minus 1 to 0, I can say 1 plus x is greater than 0. If the range is minus 1 to 0, the 1 plus x is greater than 0. If the range is 0 to 1, 1 plus x is again greater than 0. So I can say for a, 1 plus x or the denominator is always greater than 0. For a, the denominator or 1 plus x is always greater than 0. So I have to check what is the value of minus x cube, because then only I can get to know whether a is greater than 0 or a is less than 0. So if I see for the range x 0 to 1, x cube will be 0 to 8. Sorry, x cube will be 0 to 1 as well. If x is 0 to 1, x cube will also be 0 to 1 only. So thus in this case I can say x cube is greater than 0. If x cube is greater than 0, minus x cube will be less than 0. If x cube is greater than 0, if I just have to multiply by minus 1, so minus x cube will be less than 0. So I can say for 0 to 1, for x in the range of 0 to 1, a is what? A is minus x cube upon 1 plus x. Now 1 plus x, this is greater than 0 and minus x cube is less than 0. So this is less than 0 divided by greater than 0. So this will be some number which is less than 0. It is some number which is a is equal to negative number divided by some positive number. So ultimately a will be a negative number. Ultimately a will be a negative number. If I take the range of x as minus 1 to 0, x cube will be also minus 1 to 0 in the range. X cube will also be in the range of minus 1 to 0. If x is minus 1 to 0, x cube will also be in the range of minus 1 to 0. So this I can say x cube will be less than 0. X cube will be less than 0. Now if x cube is less than 0, I can write minus x cube will be greater than 0. Minus x cube will be greater than 0. So again with this logic, which is a is equal to minus x cube upon 1 plus x. Now 1 plus x, this is greater than 0 and minus x cube, this is also greater than 0. So greater than 0 divided by some positive number, divided by some positive number, I can write a is also a positive number. A is a positive number. So for x 0 to 1, for x 0 to 1, a is basically negative, and for x minus 1 to 0, a is basically positive. So this is the final result. X 0 to 1, a is negative, and for x minus 1 to 0, a is positive. So from here I can say it is given x 0 to 1, I am getting a as negative. So for x 0 to 1, a is as negative means if this is a, so a as negative will mean 1 upon 1 plus x is less than 1 minus x plus x square. for x 0 to 1. A is negative means 1 upon 1 plus x is less than 1 minus x plus x square. So for x 0 to 1, 1 upon 1 plus x, this is the part. So statement 1 is correct. Also from x minus 1 to 0, 1 upon 1 plus x is greater than 1 minus x plus x square. So statement 4 is also correct, because from minus 1 to 0, for minus 1 to 0, basically a is a positive number. So a is a positive means this part of the number is greater. 1 upon 1 plus x is greater. So therefore statement 1 and statement 4 are the correct statements, and therefore option C will be the correct answer. The next question is saying 50 liters of a mixture of milk and water contains 30% water. This mixture is added to 80 liters of another mixture of milk and water that contains 20% water. Then how many liters of water should be added to the resultant mixture to obtain a final solution that contains 25% water? So initially we have 50 liters mixture. Now this contains milk and water in the ratio of water contains milk and water contains 30% water. This mixture, 50 liters of mixture, contains 30% of water. So milk is 70% and water is 30%. Now if milk is 70%, I can say milk is basically 70% of 50 is 35 liters. So milk is 35 liters. And water is 30%, which means water is 30% of 50 liters, which is 15 liters. So milk is 35 liters, water is 15 liters. Now, this mixture is added to 80 liters of another mixture. So we have 80 liters of another mixture of milk and water that contains 20% water. Now this mixture contains 20% water. So milk is 80% and water is 20%. This means that milk is 80% of 80 liters is 64 liters. 80% of 80 liters 64 liters, and 20% water means 20% of 80 liters, which is 16 liters. So water is 16 liters. Milk is 64 liters, water is 16 liters. Now it is asking them how many liters of water should be added to the resultant mixture. Now both of these are mixed. So finally what we'll have is basically 130 liters of solution, which has milk, which is equal to 35 plus 64, which is 99 liters, and water, which is 15 plus 16, which is 31 liters. Now it is asking how many liters of water should be added to the resultant mixture to obtain a final solution that contains 25% water. Let's say x liters is added to the solution. X liters of water is added to the solution. So now the total quantity will become 130 plus x. Now this water concentration, which is 31 plus x, should be 25% of 130 plus x. So this I'll write 31 plus x should be equal to 25% of 130 plus x. Thus I can write 31 plus x should be equal to 25 upon 100 into 130 plus x. This will be 1 upon 4, and therefore 124 plus 4x is equal to 130 plus x, and therefore 3x is equal to 6, or I can write x is equal to 2 liters. Thus if I add 2 liters of solution in this mixture, I'll get 25%, 2 liters of water in this solution, I'll get 25% concentration of the water, and therefore option B, 2 is the correct answer. 3 workers working together need 1 hour to construct a wall. Let the 3 workers be A, B and C. Let these be the 3 workers, and they take A days, B days and C days. Let this be the case when they are working alone. When working alone. When working alone, A takes small a days, B takes small b days, and C takes small c days. Now they need 1 hour to construct a wall, which I can say if I assume the total work as 1 unit. Now A is taking a small a days, so efficiency of A will be 1 upon A. A is taking small a days, and the total work needs to be done is 1 unit. So A's efficiency will be 1 upon A unit per day. Efficiency of B will be 1 upon B units per day, and efficiency of C is 1 upon C unit per day. Now they need 1 hour to construct a wall. Let's say this is not days, this is hours. This is A hour, B hour, C hour, A hours, B hours and C hours. Now A, B, C. Now EA is equal to 1 upon A units per hour. This will be units per hour and per hour. 1 upon A units per hour, 1 upon B units per hour, and 1 upon C units per hour. The first, so now it is taking 1 hour to construct a wall. So when they are all are working together, they are taking 1 hour to construct a wall. So I can write 1 upon A plus 1 upon B plus 1 upon C multiplied by 1 hour, because this is their individual efficiencies combining together. So 1 upon A plus 1 upon B plus 1 upon C into 1. This should be equal to total work, which is 1 unit. So thus I can write from this that 1 upon A plus 1 upon B plus 1 upon C is equal to 1. Now further, this question is given: the first worker working alone can construct a wall twice as fast as the third worker. So what it is saying is basically efficiency of A is twice as fast as the third worker. So efficiency of A is 2 times EC. So from here I can write 1 upon A is equal to efficiency of A is 2 times EC. So 1 upon A is equal to 2 into 1 upon C. This I can write C is equal to 2A. This I can write C is equal to 2A. Twice as fast as the third worker and can complete the task an hour sooner than the second worker. So time taken by A is basically 1 hour less than the time taken by B. Time taken by A, which is A hours, is basically like A can complete 1 hour sooner than B. So A is taking 1 hour less than B. So thus I can write TA is equal to TB minus 1. What is the time taken by A? A will be A hours and time taken by B is B hours. So A is equal to B minus 1. A is equal to, this is B minus 1. Or thus I can write B is equal to A plus 1. So B is equal to A plus 1 because B is taking 1 hour more than A, or A is doing 1 hour, 1 hour takes 1 hour less than what B takes when they all are working alone. So C is equal to 2A and B is equal to A plus 1. What I can do, I can put it in this equation. So thus I'll get 1 upon A plus B is A plus 1. So 1 upon A plus 1. I'm writing this equation here. 1 upon A plus 1 upon A plus 1 plus 1 upon C is 2A. So 1 upon 2A. This should be equal to 1. This I can write 1 upon A plus 1 upon A plus 1 plus 1 upon 2A. So this I can take the LCM now. 2A into A plus 1. Right hand side is 1. This will be 2A into 2 into A plus 1. Plus this is A plus 1, so this will be 2A, plus this is 2A, so this will be A plus 1. So this is 2A plus A, so this will be 5A plus 2 plus 1, which is 3. So 5A plus 3 is 2A into A plus 1 is equal to 1. So thus I can write 5A plus 3 is equal to 2A square plus 2A. I can take this to the right hand side. So 2A square minus 3A minus 3 is equal to 0. 2A square minus 3A minus 3 is equal to 0. Now, I have to solve this equation, so I can use the roots of the equation as minus B plus minus under root B square minus 4AC by 2A. So, A value will be minus B, which is minus of minus 3, plus minus under root B square is minus 3 ka whole square, minus 4 into A is 2 and C is minus 3, divided by 2 into A is 2. So, this will be equal to 3 plus minus under root B square is 9, 9 minus 4 into 2 into minus 3, this will be 24. So 9 plus 24, which is 33. So 3 plus minus 32, root 33 by 4. Now 3 minus root 33 by 4 will be a negative number. 3 minus root 33 by 4 will be a negative number. So A value will be negative, but A is basically the number of R. So value of A can never be negative. Value of A can never be negative. A will always be positive. Therefore, I can say 3 minus root 33 by 4 is never possible, or thus I can write the value of A will be 3 plus under root 33 by 4. The value of A will be 3 plus under root 33 by 4. It is asking then the average time in hours taken by 3 workers when working alone to construct the wall. So when working alone, time taken is A hours, B hours and C hours. So average hours will be A plus B plus C divided by 3. So we need to find out the value of A plus B plus C divided by 3. I'll rub some part. Now we have found the value of A is equal to 3 plus under root 33 by 4. 3 plus under root 33 by 4. B was A plus 1. So B will be equal to 1 plus 3 plus under root 33 by 4, which is equal to 7 plus under root 33 by 4. And C is equal to 2A. So I can write C will be equal to 2 into 3 plus under root 33 by 4, which is equal to 6 plus 2 root 33 by 4. We need to find out the value of A plus B plus C by 3. So A plus B plus C by 3 will be equal to 3 plus root 33 by 4 plus 7 plus root 33 by 4 plus 6 plus 2 root 33 by 4 divided by 3. 3 plus 7 is 10, 10 plus 6 is 16. So this is equal to 16 plus 4 root 33 by 4 into 3. This will be equal to, therefore we can take common. So this will be equal to root 33 plus 4 divided by 3. So this is the average time taken by A, B, C, or average time taken by the 3 workers when they are working alone, and therefore option A, root 33 plus 4 by 3 is the correct answer. Next question is given. In a class, students are assigned roll numbers from 1 to 140. All students with even roll numbers opted for cricket. So for cricket, there is everyone even roll number, even, or I can write divided by 2, something which is divisible by 2. All those whose roll numbers are divisible by 5 opted for football. So for football, it is divisible by 5. And all those whose roll numbers are divisible by 3 opted for basketball. So for basketball, it is divisible by 3. The number of students who did not opt for any of the 3 sports. So we have to find out number of students who did not opt for any of the 3 sports. What we can do is basically I can create a Venn diagram for this. This is the entire 140 students. Let's say this is cricket, this is football, and this is basketball. This is cricket, football, and basketball. So this is cricket, football, and basketball. Now cricket is all the numbers which are divisible by 2. So from 1 to 140, all those numbers which are divisible by 2 will be 140 divided by 2, which is equal to 70. So there are 70 students who are playing cricket, because all the even numbers are basically representing cricket. So there are 70 students who are playing cricket. Now, if I ask for football, so from 1 to 140, how many are playing football? So 140 is, football is divisible by 5. So 140 divided by 5, there are 28 numbers which are divisible by 5. So there are 28 students who are playing football. Now how many are playing basketball? All the numbers which are divisible by 3. So 140 divided by 3, this will be equal to 46.66. This will be equal to 46.66, and therefore I can say there are roughly 46 students, because there is no 47th will be 140, one roll number will be the 47th number which is divisible by 3. So I can directly say that there are 46 students who are playing basketball, because there are 46 roll numbers from 1 to 140 which are divisible by 3. Now this area basically represents all the numbers which are divisible by 2, 3 and 5. So this is all the numbers which is divisible by, this area is all the numbers which is divisible by 2, 3 and 5. So I can write for this one, that is players who are playing all the games, students who are playing all the games, 1 to 140, students who are playing all the games are divisible by 2, 3 and 5. So this means divisible by 2 into 3 is 6, 6 into 5 is 30, all 3 are co-prime numbers, so something which is divisible by 30. So 140 divided by 30, this is equal to 4.66, and therefore I can write something, 4 will be the number of students between 1 to 140. There are 4 students which are, there are 4 numbers which are divisible by 30, so there are 4 students who will play all 3 games. Now if I look at this particular part, this represents all the students who are playing cricket and football. So all the roll numbers were divisible by 2 and divisible by 5. So divisible by 2 and divisible by 5 means all the students who are playing, who are divisible by 10. Cricket and football is basically all the students who are divisible by 10. So 140 divided by 10 is basically 14 students are there which are playing both cricket and football. Now there are 4 students who are playing all 3 sports, and this entire thing is 14. So this I can write, this will be 10, because then there will be 4 students who are playing all 3 sports, and 14 students who are playing cricket and football, and 10 who are just playing cricket and football. So there are 14 students who are playing cricket and football. Similarly for football and basketball, it is divisible by 5 and divisible by 3. So this is divisible by 15. So thus 140 divided by 15 is basically equal to 9. Now this is 4, so this should be equal to 5. Similarly for basketball and cricket, it is something which is divisible by 2 and divisible by 3, something which is divisible by 6. So 140 divided by 6, this is roughly equal to 23.66, or I can write 23 students are there which are playing both cricket and basketball. Now 4 are playing all 3, so cricket and basketball will be played by 19 students. Now for cricket, 70 is a total number and this is 10, 4 and 19. So this number, this remaining will be 70 minus 10 plus 4 plus 19, which is equal to 14 plus 19, 33. 70 minus 33 is 37 students. So there are 37 students which are playing this sport. Then football is 28 minus 10 minus 4 minus 5. So 28 minus 10 is 18, 18 minus 4 is 14, 14 minus 5 is 9. So this is 9 players who are playing only football. And for players who are playing only basketball, the total is 46 students. And out of this, 19, 4 and 5 are the ones who are playing more than 2 or more than 2 sports. So 19, 4, 23 plus 5, 28. So this is 18 students now, 46 minus 28. 18 students which are playing which is playing only basketball. Therefore, I know the total number of players is 140. Total number of students is 140. Out of this, 37, 10, 9, 19, 4 and 5 and 18, all of them are playing at least one sport. So if I have to find out this number, which is let's say D, which are not playing any of the sports, what I have to do is basically I have to subtract from 140 the sum of all these numbers. So I can write D is equal to 140 minus 37 plus 10 plus 9 plus 19 plus 4 plus 5 plus 18. So this should be equal to 37 plus 10 is 47 plus 9 56 plus 19 75 plus 4 is 79 plus 5 is 84 and 84 plus 18 is 102. So this is equal to 140 minus 102 and thus I can write D is equal to 38. So therefore I can say there are 38 students who are playing no sports, who are not playing any of the sports, and therefore option B, which is 38, will be the correct answer. That is, the number of students who did not opt for any of the 3 sports is 38. Given f of x is equal to x square plus log x to the base 3 and g of y is equal to 2y plus f of y, then g of 3 is equal to. So g of 3 will be equal to 2 into 3 plus f of 3. So thus 2 into 3 is 6 plus f of 3 is basically, if I have to just put, I can put in this x is equal to 3 to find out f of 3. So this is equal to 3 square plus log 3 to the base 3. This will be equal to 6 plus 3 square is 9 and log 3 to the base 3, this is 1. So 6 plus 9 plus 1. So 6 plus 9 plus 1 is 16. Thus g of 3 will be equal to 16 and therefore option A, 16 will be the correct answer. A 2 cross 2 matrix is filled with 4 distinct integers randomly chosen from the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the set from which we have to choose 4 distinct integers. The probability that the matrix generated in such a way is singular is. So if A is a matrix, it is said to be singular. It is said to be singular when determinant of A is 0. When determinant of A is equal to 0. If I assume a matrix which has A is equal to A, B, C and D. If I assume this matrix, A is equal to A, B, C and D. So A is equal to A, B and C, A, B, C and D. Determinant of A will be what? Determinant of A will be AD minus BC. So AD minus BC. If I want determinant of A to be 0, that is A to be singular, determinant of A, this should be 0. Or I can write A into D is equal to B into C. Now my values of A, B, C, D should be such that product of A and D should be equal to B and C. Now we have a set of numbers which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now let's see what values A, B, C and D can take. So I'll write it in this order only, which is A, D, B and C. So thus, since we need to find out the probability, so favorable outcomes will be determinant of 8 should be 0. This is my favorable outcomes. So favorable outcomes will be all values of A, B, C, D such that A into D should be equal to B into C. Now what all values can A, D, B, C can take? So if I put A is equal to 2 and D is equal to 3, I can take B as 1 and C as 6. So 2 into 3 is 6 and 1 into 6 is again 6. So this is one possible case. Another possible case can be 2, 3. Instead of B as 1, I can take B as 6 and C as 1. So 2, 3, 6, 1 is also a possible case. Then I can also have 1 and 6 to be given to A and D. So 1, 6, 2 and 3. So 1, 6, 2 and 3, A as 1, D as 6, so 1, 6, 2 and 3. Or maybe I can just take one more case, which is now A was 2, D was 3, 1, 6, 2, 3, 6, 1. I can also do A 3, D 2, B1 and C6. So again AD minus BC is 6 minus 6, which is 0. Similarly, this I can write 3, 2. Instead of 1, 6, I can take 6 and 1. So these were the 4 cases when the numbers are 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 6. So 1, 2, 3 and 6, they can have 4 cases. Now I can further take cases which is 2, 6, 3 and 4. So this is one such case. Again 2, 6, 4 and 3 is also case. Then we have 6, 2, 3 and 4 also one case. 12 minus 12 is 0 and 6, 2, 4 and 3 also one case. So again now I am taking what numbers? I am taking 2, 3, 4 and 6. This is 2, 3, 4 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 4, 6. Now what I can take is, okay, for 1, 2, 3, 6, there is one more case which is possible. What I can take is, for 1, 2, 3, 6, so 1, 2, 3, 6. Same thing I can do is what? Is basically I can take A as 1, D as 6 and this as 2 and this as 3. Again AD minus BC is 0. Again 1, 6, 3, 2 is a possible case. Then instead of 1, 6, I can take 6, 1. So this is 6, 1, 2, 3, one possible case and 6, 1, 3, 2 as another possible case. Similarly, with 2, 3, 4, 6, I can take one more case. So 2, 3, 4, 6, I can take one more case. So thus, 2, 3, 4, 6, I can take, this I took 2, 6, 3, 4, I can now take 3, 4, 2 and 6. Also, I can take 3, 4, 6 and 2 because again 12 minus 12 is 0. Now, instead of 3, 4, I can do 4, 3. So 4, 3, 2 and 6, again 12 minus 12 is 0 and 4, 3, 6 and 2, again 12 minus 12 is 0. So in total there are 4, then we have 4 more, then 4 more and 4 more. So there are in total favorable outcomes is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. In total I can say there are 16 cases, there are 16 favorable outcomes. So I can write favorable outcomes is when determinant of A is equal to 0. The favorable outcomes is 16. If I calculate for total outcomes will be any distinct values of A, B, C and D possible. So A, first number can be filled in 6 ways, second can be filled in 5 ways because there is already one place taken up by first number. So 6 into 5 into 4 because two numbers are already taken by first and the second number. So 6 into 5 into 4 into 3. So that's the total outcomes will be 6, 5 is 30 into 4, 120 into 3, 360. So this will be my total outcome. So favorable outcomes is 16, total is 360. Probability will be favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. Favorable outcomes is 16 and total outcomes is 360. If I divide it by 8, this will be equal to 2 divided by 45 and thus I can write probability will be what? This will be 2 divided by 45. Probability is 2 divided by 45 and therefore option A, 2 by 45 is the correct answer. Next question is given, Ashok started a business with a certain investment. After a few months, Bharat joined him investing half amount of Ashok's initial investment. So let's say Ashok invested rupees X and Bharat invested rupees X by 2 because half of the amount invested. At the end of the first year, this means that there are Ashok, this is an investment and the time period is basically Ashok has invested for 12 months. But Bharat joined him after a few months. Let's say he joined him after X months. Or let's say after A months. He joined him after A months. So what does this mean after A months? This means that Bharat has invested for 12 minus A months. The time period of investment for Bharat will be 12 minus A months. Let's say if Bharat joined after 2 months. So at the end of 1 year, Ashok will invest for 12 months and Bharat will invest for 12 minus 2, which is 10 months because he has entered in the business after 2 months. So his investment period will be 10 months. So 12 months for A and 12 minus A months for B. At the end of the first year, the total profit divided between them in ratio 3:1. The profit was divided in the ratio of 3:1. Now profit sharing ratio is PA is to PB. Now this is 3:1. The same as the product of investment and time ratio. So PA is to PB can be written as IA into TA is to IB into TB. This should be equal to 3:1. So I can write X multiplied by 12 divided by X by 2 multiplied by 12 minus A. This should be equal to 3 upon 1. The x and x get cancelled, and this 2 can go up. So, and this 3 and 12 will also be 4. So, this 2 can go up. This will become 8 upon 12 minus a is equal to 1 is to 1. Or I can write a is equal to 12 minus a. A I can take right hand side and 8 to the left hand side. So, a is equal to 12 minus 8. Or I can write a is equal to 4. A is equal to 4. Thus, what is A? A is after A months. So, I can write Bharat joined after 4 months of Ashok. Bharat joined after 4 months of Ashok, and therefore I can write option C, which is 4 months, because it is asking Bharat joined Ashok after 4 months. So, option C, 4 months will be the correct answer. Next question is given. The average marks of 6 students in a test are 64. All the students got different marks. One of the students obtained 70 marks. So, the average marks of 6 students is 6 students. Average is basically 64. So, total marks, total of those 6 students will be, total of the 6 students will be 6 into 64, which is equal to 384 marks. So, total marks of these 6 students will be 384 marks. One of the students obtained 70 marks. So, there is one student, it's S1, S2, S3, S4, S5 and S6. One of them got 70 marks, and all the other students scored 40 marks. So, others have scored more than 40. Others have scored more than 40. So, this is more than 40. So, all the students, other students have scored more than 40, and one of the students is scoring 70 marks. The maximum possible difference between the second highest and the second lowest marks. So, if I want the second highest, the difference between the second and the second highest and the second lowest, what I can take is, since I want the difference to be maximum, I can take for the first 3 students the marks as 40, 41 and 42, because all of them are scoring greater than equal to 40 marks. All of them are scoring 40 or above. So, what I'll do, since I want to maximize the result, what I'll take the second highest number, sorry, the second lowest number to be minimum possible. My second lowest will be this number. Let's say S2 scored the second lowest number. So, 41 can be the second lowest, because if I take 40 as the second lowest, so the lowest will be 39, and all of them are distinct marks. So, what will happen? This will be 39, 40 and 41. Now, if it is 39, it is clearly given that all the students are scoring more than 40 marks, 40 or more than that. So, thus I have to take for the second lowest as 41. Similarly, one of them is scoring 70. Now, sum of all of them is 384. If I take this as A and this as B, this total sum is 384. So, I can write 40 plus 41 plus 42 plus 70 plus A plus B. I am assuming that this is in increasing order. The values of A and B will decide whether this 70 can be here or this 70 can also be here. But we have to check the value of A and B. So, 40 plus 41 plus 42 plus 70 plus A plus B, this should be equal to 384. Now, this is 123 and plus 70, this is 193. So, thus I can write A plus B, sorry, this is 123 plus 70 is 193. So, A plus B is 384 minus 193, or I can write A plus B is 191. A plus B is 191. Now, if I am assuming that this is in increasing order, so this will be my second lowest. This will be my second lowest, which is 41. And the value of A will be my second highest. The value of A will be my second highest. Now, if I want to maximize the difference between second lowest and second highest, I have to take this value as minimum. I have to take the second lowest value as minimum, which I have already taken as 41. 41 can be the minimum number, and second highest to be the maximum value. Second highest to be the maximum value. That is, the value of 8 should be the maximum. Now, if I consider A as 95, because A plus B is 191, A as 95, B as 96, this can be the maximum possible value. Why? Because either what I can do, I can take A is equal to 94 and B is equal to 97. But in this case, A is not maximum. Otherwise, what I can do is I can take A as 96 and B as 95. But I am assuming that this is in increasing order. All these marks, this 40, 41, 42, 70, A and B are in increasing order. Now, if I take A as 96 and B as 95, my order will be break, because A will be greater than B. Because then that will not be in increasing order. So, A will be 96 and B will be 95. So, A will be 96, B will be 95. This is not possible, and thus the only possible case is A is equal to 95, B is equal to 96, and thus A is the second highest maximum value. A's second highest maximum value is 95. Now if I have to take the difference between second highest and second lowest, so second highest minus second lowest. What is second highest value? Second highest value is 95. And what is second lowest, student? Marks. Second lowest is 41. So 95 minus 41, the difference is basically 54 marks. Thus the maximum difference between the second highest and the second lowest marks can be 54, and therefore option B, 54 will be the correct answer. The next question is basically a 5-question set. This is a DILR kind of set. So let's see. The table below presents the quoted buy and sell price of 5 stocks during the 5 trading days of a given week. The quoted sell price is the price at which an investor can sell a stock in the market. The quoted buy price is the price at which an investor can buy a stock from the market. All the quoted numbers are in Indian rupees. So all of them are in Indian rupees. So we have to, we cannot do anything. We have to see the questions, and as per the questions, we have to answer the question, them accordingly. So let's look at question number 1. Question 1 is saying, if an investor had rupees 36 lakhs to invest in any particular single stock, and she could buy the stock only on Monday and sell it off only on Friday, then the stock she would buy on Monday to earn the maximum possible profit during the week. So first of all, she has 36 lakh rupees and she has to buy the stock on Monday and sell it on Friday only. And now she wants to make the profit as maximum possible. So what we have to do, basically we have to check for each of them. We have to buy the stock for each company on Monday and sell it off on Friday. So we have to see the prices of each. So first is Marico. So Marico is buying price is basically 346. Buying price is 346 and selling price on Friday is 372. So buying is 346 for Marico. Buy is 346 on Monday and sell is 372 on Friday. Now there's 36 lakh rupees. Let's just see how many shares she can bought on Monday. So number of shares will be 36 lakh divided by 342. This will be equal to roughly around 10,404.62, or I can say the number of shares that she bought must have been 10,404 shares. So these many shares she bought on Monday. Now her profit will be what? Profit will be number of shares. Profit will be number of shares multiplied by the price difference. Profit will be number of shares multiplied by the price difference. So number of shares is 10,400 and price difference is first buying was 346 and selling was 372. So price difference will be 26 rupees. So 10,404 into 26, this will be roughly around rupees 270,504. So this is 270,504. So for Marico, the profit is 270,504. Now let's look for option B, which is HUL. So for HUL, the buying is 1933 and the selling is 1966. For HUL, buying is 1933 on Monday and selling is 1966 on Friday. Thus, first of all, number of shares, this will be 36 lakh divided by 1933, which is equal to roughly around 1862 shares. 1862 shares, and thus the profit will be what? Profit will be 1862 multiplied by the price difference. Price difference is 33, so 1862 into 33, this will be equal to, profit will be rupees 61446. This will be roughly around 61446. So profit will be rupees 61446. Now for C, the option C is ITC. So for ITC, buying is 238 and selling is 253. So buying 238 on Monday and selling is 253 on Friday. Number of shares, first of all, this will be 36 lakh divided by 238. This is equal to roughly around 15126 shares. And thus profit will be what? Profit will be number of shares 15126 multiplied with the price difference. This is 238 and 253. So price difference is 15. So thus the profit will be rupees 226890. So these three are the profits. Now let's look for the fourth one. which is Britannia. So D is Britannia. Now for Britannia, the buying price is 3046 on Monday, and for the selling price is 3140. So buying is 3046 and selling is 3140 on Monday and Friday. Thus, first of all, number of shares, this will be 36 lakh divided by 3046. This will be roughly equal to 1181 shares. And thus the profit will be, if I can write profit here, profit will be number of shares, which is 1181 multiplied by the price difference, which is 94. So 1181 into 94, this will be equal to rupees 111014. Thus, if we compare these four values, the profit will be maximum for profit maximum is 270504, and therefore option A, which is Marico. For Marico, the profit will be maximum, which is 270504 rupees. The next question is given: if an investor planned to invest rupees 36 lakh in purchasing the stocks of HUL on Monday, sell them off on Wednesday, and use the entire proceeds to purchase the stocks of Britannia on the same day and sell them off again on Friday, then the total investment return during the week would be. So first of all, the investment amount is 36 lakh. He is buying the stocks of HUL on Monday. So buying price of HUL is 1933 on Monday. So buying is 1933. So number of shares will be what? This will be equal to 36 lakh divided by 1933, roughly equal to 1862 shares. So he can buy 1862 shares. Now he is selling this in Wednesday, and Wednesday selling prices for HUL, the Wednesday selling price is 1979. This is the selling price. So 1979 is the selling price. So selling price is 1979, and therefore amount will be 1862 into 1979. This will be roughly equal to 3684898. This value will be 3684898. Now using this amount, he is buying the stocks of Britannia on the same day and sell them off again on Friday. So he's buying the stocks of Britannia on Wednesday. Now Britannia's buying prices 3115. Buying prices 3115. So buying price is 3115. So number of shares will be what? Number of shares will be 3684898 divided by 3115. This is nearly equal to 1182 shares again. This is 1182 shares, and is selling this off on Friday. The selling price of Friday is 3140. So thus selling is 3140, and thus the amount will become 3140 into 1182 shares, which is roughly equal to 3711480. 3711480. So this is his final amount, which is 3711480. Now, if you solve this, initially the investment amount was 36 lakhs at the start of the week, and the final amount is 37 lakhs 11,480. Thus, his overall profit will be 3711480 minus 36 lakh divided by 36 lakh into 100. This value will nearly come out to be 3.2%, and therefore his entire profit will be option C, which is 3.20%. The next question is given as: the difference between the quoted buy and sell price of a stock is related to as the spread of the stock. So difference between the buying and the selling price of the stock is spread. The average spread of the stock is lowest on. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll create a spread, stock spread table here. So let me do this for Monday. Then we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we have 5 companies, which is Dabur, Marico, we have HUL, then we have ITC and Britannia, and then we have to find out the average value. So for Dabur, on Monday, this is 2. Difference between these two values. Difference between these two is the stock spread on Monday. Difference between these two is stock spread on Tuesday. Difference between these two is stock spread on Wednesday. These two is stock spread on Thursday, and this two is stock spread on Friday. So this is 2, this is 1, this is again 2, this is again 1, and this is again 2. So this is 2 plus 1, 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6 plus 2, 8. So 8 divided by 5, stock spread average is 1.6 on Monday. Let me do this for Tuesday. This is 3, then we have 1, then again 3, then 1 and 1. So 3 plus 1, 4, 3, 7 plus 1, 8 plus 1, 9 divided by 5. This is 1.8. For Wednesday, it is 1, 3, 2, 5 and 5. So again, this is 5, 10, 12, 15, 16 divided by 2 divided by 5, which is 3.2. For Thursday, it is 3, 3, 4, 4 and 2. This is 3 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 10 plus 4, 14 plus 2, 16 divided by 5. Again, this is 3.2. And fifth is Friday. So this is 1, this is 2, 3, 3 and 4. So 6 plus 4, 10 plus 3, 13 divided by 5, which is 2.6. So the minimum is on Monday, which is 1.6. This is the average, this is the lowest average stock, average spread stock, which is Monday, which is 1.6, and therefore the correct answer will be option A, Monday. The next question is given: a brokerage firm charges 0.1% trading commission on the value of shares bought or sold through its trading platform. If an investor bought 1,000 shares of Britannia on Tuesday and sold all of them on Thursday, then total brokerage fee will be, okay, so he's buying on Tuesday. So buying price of, this is Britannia, I think the company is Britannia. So Britannia's buying price is 3101 on Tuesday and selling price is 3025 on Thursday. So buying is 3101 on Tuesday and selling on Friday, it is 3025. Now number of stocks which he is buying is 1000 shares. So on Tuesday he is buying 1000 shares. So 1000, and what is the total value of these 1000 shares will be? Total value will be 1000 into what is the price here? Price is 3101. So the total value will be rupees 3101,000. Now he's asking, he's charging 0.1% commission. So brokerage commission will be 0.1 upon 100 into whatever this amount is, which is 3101,000. So this will be roughly around 0 get cancelled, rupees 3101 on Tuesday. On Tuesday it is rupees 3101. Let's check this on Thursday while selling. So on Thursday while selling, again he is selling 1000 shares. Total value will be, total amount which he'll get will be, selling price is 3025 and he is selling 1000 shares. So 3025 multiplied by 1000, this will be equal to rupees 3025,000. Now again brokerage commission will be 0.1%, so 0.1 divided by 100 into 3025,000. Again this value will be rupees 3025. Now this is on Tuesday 3101 and on Thursday this is 3025. So total will be 3101 plus 3025. So total value will be 6126 rupees. Rupees 6126 will be the entire brokerage commission, and therefore option B, 6126 will be the correct answer. If you have decided to invest rupees 36 lakh worth of ITC stocks on Monday, so 36 lakh on ITC stocks on Monday, okay, and then the day of the week you should choose to sell the stocks to earn the maximum possible amount. Now on Monday, let me check what is the buying price for ITC. It is 238. So buying price is rupees 238. So first of all, number of stocks will be 36 lakh divided by 238. And what will be the amount he will get on Tuesday? So on any of the day, on any day, he will get the amount, number of stocks into selling price. Number of stocks into selling price. Now this will be the amount which he will get on any day. Let's say if he is selling on Tuesday, the amount he will get will be number of stocks, number of shares, sorry, this is number of shares, which is this, multiplied by the selling price. Now number of shares, this value is constant. Thus, if I want to maximize the profit, I need to look for the maximum selling price. If I want to maximize the profit, I need to maximize the selling price. I need to check for the day, on whichever day the ITC stock has the maximum selling price. That will be my answer, because the number of stocks which I bought on Monday, it will remain the same. Now, whatever is the factor which is changing is basically at what price I am selling. Now, if I want to maximize the profit, I have to check on which of the day among Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday the ITC stock price is maximum. So, if I look on the table, the ITC stock price is maximum on selling price, which is I need to sell the selling price. It is maximum on Tuesday is 238, Wednesday is 246, 221 on Thursday, and 253 on Friday. So 253 is the amount which is maximum. This is the maximum selling price for the ITC stock, and thus what I would like is basically I would like to sell it on Friday, because on Friday the selling price is rupees 253. Selling price is rupees 253. So this will give me the maximum profit. This will give me the maximum returns, because I am selling it at the highest price. So 253 will be the day, 253 will be the amount at which I'll sell, and this will be on option D, which is Friday. So at Friday I'll sell this amount. Now with this we have discussed all the questions of IPMAT 2020 paper. I'll just again ask you to give the IPMAT mock tests, which are provided by Cracku free of cost. Do give these mock tests. This is This is going to help you a lot. It will just provide you your real picture of where do you stand and what are your weaknesses. So do check out these mocks. Other than the IPMAT, we have provided mocks for GIPMAT, IIM Rohtak, and all the other undergraduate examinations which are providing their courses for business administration and related courses. So do check out those mocks as well. Thank you so much for watching this video.